Chapter 6 Nationalism and Imperialism, last chapter of our Unit 1 in Social Science. What is nationalism? Nationalism will give you the feeling of my country, right, or our country. Imperialism means expanding the territory by fighting for greediness, okay, occupying the other land, okay. First paragraph states that is in the first quarter of the 19th century, the nationalist, happened to the nationalist, the feeling of democratic sentiments, okay, that has been come to a narrow creed is the belief has only the limited scope, okay, so that has been now reduced. The national sentiment of liberal democratic has been reduced in between the nationalist, okay. So this what happened is, this actually they cannot able to tolerate the they themselves, they cannot, they are having the nationalist groups, they themselves from one nation or from one area, from one region or the other region, they were not satisfied, they cannot intolerant with each other, so they themselves, they're ready to go war against each other, right. That is, one from one group to the other group, they were ready to go for war. That's what they are mentioning, okay. So the nationalist, instead of now having a liberal democratic all those things, they now want actually to fight against the other region, other ethnic groups, okay. So this influenced the European powers, who are the kings, they were ruling, so they influenced the this aim, okay. So in order to expand the imperialist, so they want to they manipulated the people for their own imperialistic aims. That was given in the first paragraph. The first paragraph states that in 19th century beginning, the feeling has been reduced, democratic liberal feeling has been reduced between the nationalist groups. So this why actually means they themselves, they were planning to go to war against each other. That is the main thing. One ethnic nationalist, another ethnic nationalist, they themselves now ready to go for war. This manipulated the European power. So okay, with the help of this, now we can extend the territories. That is called imperialistic aims. That has been started. What else in the second paragraph? We will see, right? The most serious sources of this nationalist tension that has been taken place in 1871, right? That is called as Balkan. So the serious tension that prevailed in the European region, that is European country, the region called as Balkans. This has happened in the year 1871, right? So in the Balkan region, there were many ethnic variations were there and geographical variations were there, okay. So it has a geographical as well as ethnic variations were there, that due to the Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, Greece, Macedonia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Slovenia, Serbia, Montenegro. So these inhabitants, they have a different variety of ethnic variations, and they shared different regions in the Balkan. So they are all called as Balkan groups, okay. So this Balkan group, it has what we can understand, so many countries. They were in modern day, it has so many countries are grouped. So in nearly 11 places, we can say, they have been grouped in order to form their own ethnic groups. So this groups is called as Slavs. So this is a larger part and this has been now under the control or under the ruler of Muslim ruler, that is Ottoman Empire. Now what happens? Okay. So what actually has been given in this thing, in 1871, there is a tension prevails between the nationalist. That area is called as Balkan. The Balkan, if you take, it has a different varieties of people were living, different groups, different ethnic variations of people are living, okay. So like who are all the peoples that we have seen? Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, Greece, Macedonia, Croatia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Slovenia, Serbia, Montenegro. So there were been these groups of people, generally they will be calling it as Slav. Okay, Slav, the people that is mainly in the Central and European people. They speak Slavic language. These Slavs, they will speak Slavic language, but it has a different culture there. They have a different ethnic groups there. Okay, right. Next, what happens over there is, yeah, and if we have seen that it was been under the control of the Ottoman Empire. Okay, the very important point is the spread of ideas of romantic nationalism. What is romantic nationalism that we have seen? So romantic nationalism states that, yes, what actually we mean that romantic nationalism, it gives you the feelings of nationalism through poems, songs. They are all called as national. So this nationalism started spreading there. Okay, so that is very very important. And the next important reason is disintegration of the Ottoman Empire. Actually, there is a series of war has happened between the emperor and the nation states. Okay, so there is a series of war that has been happening, and because of that, the region now been very explosive. Why the region was very explosive? Due to two reasons. One is due to the spread of romantic idealism. Okay, another one is disintegration of the, now the Ottoman Empire, because of the conflicts, it started moving into pieces. It started, okay, these two reasons make the complete region explosive. This is very important. Okay, although if you take the 19th century, where the Ottoman, what actually they want to, in order to strengthen himself, they have been given, previous chapter we have seen, they have used some modernization and the reforms they have been used in order to make the people under their control. They have been using some reforms, they are giving some relaxations and reforms that we have already seen. But these and all doesn't work. Whatever the reforms or the modernization they are giving in order to strengthen the empire, that has not worked out. Okay, so what happened now? One by one, European subject nationalists, they are coming out and they are declaring independence. Now see, the European subjects, they are coming out from the Ottoman Empire. One by one they are coming out. Okay, and they are declaring the independence. So now the Balkan people, they are claiming, what actually they are claiming? See, the independence, that is what actually we are winning is, it is our long, it is has been lost. That freedom has been lost because of you people. Now we are gaining that. Okay, so that independence, this is our rights to claim, which has been previously we have lost that to you. So it is our rights, that what they are claiming. Okay, so next it is this made rebellious nationalists. They were started and to win back their long lost independence. Now, so they have been started fighting and they are now coming out and they are declaring themselves as an independent nation. Okay, so what we have seen in the rest, that is Ottoman, even though Ottoman Empire, they are giving us so many reforms and modernizations. Okay, that is in 19th century, in order to control the people under them, that has been never completed with success. What happened? This European subject nationalists, they are broke down and they are declaring one by one independent state. They are claiming, okay, the people, they are claiming, see, it is our rights which have been, we are already previously we lost that one. Okay, so it is our rights now to be declared as an independent. Now, so they have been coming with their long lost independence. Okay, so what we will see the next paragraph. So in this paragraph, as different Slavic nationalists, they were struggle. Now they are struggle to define their identity and independence. So because of this, the entire area become a complete instance of conflict. Okay, so Why actually has been? Because they were now different nation. There is a, we have seen there is a, the total a Balkan area is itself called as a Slavic, okay, Slavs, that is the people who are speaking mostly Slavic language, and they were in Central and Eastern Europe. And the Balkan is nothing but, in Turkish word it is called as a mountain. These are all simple information. Okay, so we have seen that there is a struggle in order to get the independence, and they want to make them identity. Okay, so now what happens, everybody they were in queue and they want to get a freedom, and they have been declaring their freedom. Now the area itself has been turned into conflict. What happened next is, the Balkan states, okay, they were jealous of each other, and everyone they want to make, that was the, we have seen in the first paragraph. Okay, so the nationalist, they now they forget the liberalist and all those democratic feelings. Now they want to jealous on the others, and they want to, because of this jealous, they helped the other European powers to get their imperialism. The same it has happening here. What happened now, they the nationalist one, actually we have seen so many 11 regions, right, 11 ethnic groups, they themselves had a different opinion, and they want to fight against each other. That is the very important thing. They fierce jealous each other, and each hoped to gain territory, okay, at the expense of the others. This matter now it has been complicated, and this started a very big rivalry. During this period, what happened is, the European powers usually they will be going that they will be making their colonies, okay, for trading and for naval other purpose or military, whatever may be the purpose. During this they have been fighting for, they will be extending their colonies. Okay, that was imperialism. They want to extend their colonies by the same way they were coming to India in order to extend their trade. The same thing, when that period, during that was the period, this problem helped each other powers to come and occupy the Balkan region. The powers like, who are all? Russia, Germany, England, Austro-Hungary, right? They were not, so we can call them as a great powers. Okay, great, G Germany, R Russia, E stands for England, A stands for Austro-Hungary. Okay, great. So these great powers now they have been coming one by one to hold their powers over Balkans, and they want to extend their territories and want to control them. Finally, this leads to the First World War. So this is the beginning, this series of wars. Now it has been now started. Finally, it has been starting up with the First World War. Okay. So what happened now? The nationalism, they aligned with the imperialism. This is very important. Nationalism aligned with the imperialism. This led to the disaster of starting the First World War in 1914. Okay, how the nationalism has been slowly aligned with the imperialistic movement. Okay, that is an evident in Balkan region. So what happened next is, the European ideas, okay, whatever the ideas, they were nowhere replicated, right? They developed their own nationalism. They are starting developing their own nationalism. Okay, so whosoever is getting the independent and they are starting their nation, they are trying to follow their own nationalism instead of taking the European ideas. That was what we have seen previously. Okay, now in this paragraph what we are seeing is, as the first paragraph we told, like nationalism, it has been aligned with the imperialism, that leads to the big disaster, First World War I. Now what happens? The countries, they were being under colonized by the European powers in the 19th century. They were now opposing the domination. Okay, so whosoever now under the control, under their control of European power, the colonies, whosoever the under the control of European powers, now they are started to agitate or to oppose the imperial domination. So this anti-imperial movement, now we will be calling it as anti-imperial movement, because they were now against this imperial force that has been developed everywhere, okay, and that has been now struggle to get the form an independent nation, and that completely inspired, okay, to make a unity, national unity, that is coming to the, so they forged in confrontation with imperialism, okay. Now they have been that what we have seen, they have been nowhere replicated their making their ideas. They want to develop their own nationalism. They don't want to take up these European ideas, okay. Finally the ideas that has been now collectively made into nation states, that has been accepted as a natural and universal, okay. Now what we are discussing in this paragraph, previously because of this nationalism and imperialism, they have been in the same line. It leads to the First World War. Due to that, after that, what happens in the 19th century, as it is goes up, the imperial domination was now opposed by the many countries, okay. So they formed an anti-imperial movement against these European powers, whosoever making their colonies, in order for their controlling and extending their power and for trading, right. After that, what happens, they were now collectively, they want their unity, and they were been forming a independent states. So this all inspired them and to make their own independent state, irrespective of, they didn't take their ideas collectively from the European nationalists. They formed their own, okay. Everywhere to throughout the universal, it was a natural, and it was been universally, it has been organized as a nation states, okay. So finally this has been come to an end, okay. That is, nation state was really good and it has been universally accepted.